Let's say China.
China.
China. China.
There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Hello, it is me, James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, probably the only news you're going to need today. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of May, 2017, and you may have noticed I was not my usual jovial self at the beginning of the program. Today, we're going to take a break from the usual format that this show follows, and we are going to talk primarily about the terror attacks that happened in Manchester yesterday. I make absolutely no apologies for this. I think it is the most important thing we can talk about for the next 15 minutes. Before we get there, though, I do just want to pay tribute to one of my favourite human beings on the entire planet. Sir Roger Moore passed away this morning. He was an absolute inspiration to me. He made my childhood spectacular, and Sir Roger, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you.
The lady'll have a Bacardi on the rocks.
For the gentleman, vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Touche.
I'm now aiming precisely at your groin. So speak, or forever hold your peace.
Where's Peckish? Where's Peckish? Pyramids! What a helpful chap.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Roger Moore, 14th of October, 1927 to the 23rd of May, 2017. Rest in peace, Roger. Rest in peace. Thank you. And now we turn our attention to one of the most awful things that I can remember in recent history. This would be the terrorist attack last night at the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, England. I am from very close to Manchester, England. Most of my family still live in the Greater Manchester area. This was very personal for me. It was very close to the heart. And judging from the outpouring on social media, it's very close to many people's hearts. So what do we know so far? Well, a single suicide bomber detonated a bomb last night after the concert had finished, when children were going to meet their parents in the lobby. He designed it to cause maximum damage. And these were children. These were 13, 14, 15-year-olds who had been out for quite possibly their first ever concert. The level of excitement must have been massive for these people. Mainly girls, let's be honest. Ariana Grande, she's not drawing much of a boy crowd, I imagine. So these little girls, super excited, heading out to what could be their very first concert with their friends, and just riding this wave of an absolute high, and then boom. Their lives forever changed, forever shaken. It's something that most of us, thankfully, will never have to deal with. The coward who committed the act last night was 22-year-old Salman Abedi. He is a Manchester native, and IS, Islamic State, have admitted responsibility. They have accepted that he was one of their soldiers and that he did this in their name. And as the days go by, we'll find out whether he was radicalized in Britain or whether he had been abroad. He was somebody that was known to the police. The British police have done an amazing job of tracking terrorists and terrorist activity, and this Salman is just somebody who slipped through the net. and he made it to this. Now they're looking for accomplices, and you have to look at this saying a bomb is it's a technical thing to build. You have to know how to do that. So did he do this on his own? Who trained him? Did somebody build the bomb for him? These are all questions which will get answered in the next few days. So as of right now, the death toll stands at 22, and there are many children and young people among that number, as you would expect from a concert of this type. There are 59 people injured and in hospital. Reports have it that some of them are literally clinging on to life as we speak. There are also many parents who have not been able to find their children. Even now, social media, Twitter in particular, and Facebook have campaigns flying around, photographs of children missing, and then other people saying, look, check this place, check this place. Hotels in Manchester have opened up. They're welcoming people in who have been separated from their parents. They're doing a wonderful job. In fact, everybody over there has done a spectacular job. Domino's Pizza, I saw, in fact, delivered about 20 pizzas to emergency services at the hospitals in Manchester. Everybody has really come together over this, and that, if there is a positive to bring out of this, that may well be it. And the response from leaders around the world was immediate. Donald Trump from Israel said this:
So many young, beautiful, innocent people living and enjoying their lives murdered by evil losers in life. I won't call them monsters because they would like that term. They would think that's a great name. I will call them, from now on, losers, because that's what they are. They're losers.
And I don't want to politicize this in any way, shape or form. I think the choice of word losers by Donald Trump is... Come on, man, it sounds like you're in fucking high school. You're such a loser, man. No, these are animals. These are cowards. You know, and that's it. I'm not going to say any more about it. I'm sure we'll be able to take that apart in the next few days. But, you know, wrong choice of words, I feel. The Mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham, had this to say this morning.
After our darkest of nights, Manchester is today waking up to the most difficult of dawns. It is hard to believe what has happened here in the last few hours, and to put into words the shock, anger and hurt that we feel today. These were children, young people and their families that those responsible chose to terrorise and kill. This was an evil act.
And just a few hours ago, Theresa May, the British Prime Minister, made this statement outside 10 Downing Street.
We now know that a single terrorist detonated his improvised explosive device near one of the exits of the venue, deliberately choosing the time and place to cause maximum carnage and to kill and injure indiscriminately. The explosion coincided with the conclusion of a pop concert, which was attended by many young families and groups of children. All acts of terrorism are cowardly attacks on innocent people, but this attack stands out for its appalling, sickening cowardice, deliberately targeting innocent, defenseless children and young people who should have been enjoying one of the most memorable nights of their lives.
And so now the examination begins. We look at how we feel, and it's a very strange mix of emotions, and I'm speaking very personally to you now. All day I've been on an absolute roller coaster, from being angry to being sad to being even slightly hopeful, and I was curious as to what other people were feeling, so I threw up a poll on social media on Twitter this morning, asking how people feel after the terror attacks, and the questions were, or the answers rather, were angry, sad, both, or other. The poll has come to an end now, and the results were sad, 43% of the people that responded, both, angry and sad, 57% of the people who responded. And I think that gives a fairly good idea of how people do feel. The initial thought when you hear about it is sadness. And then that very quickly turns to anger. And this is where I have to caution us just a little bit. And I'm not going to preach in any way, shape or form, but anger is a very, very strong emotion. And in situations like this, it can very, very quickly get out of control. And it's very easy for us just to look and say, Islamic terrorist, Muslims bad. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that, look, no, Islam's just a religion. It's not inherently violent. You know, well, I mean, it is inherently violent, unfortunately. But in the same way that Christianity is also inherently violent. Wars have been started in the name of Christ, just as many, if not more, than have been started in the name of Allah. So we can't blame that. We have to just understand that there are beautiful, peaceful Muslims, and there are also complete dickhead, violent Muslims, like this Salman fella who blew himself up last night. But what we need to be very careful about is just generalizing that all Muslims bad, because that's just not true, and there is a tendency, I think, to do that. I've seen some fairly ugly things on social media today about that. Let's kick them out, let's get them out. If they weren't here, it wouldn't be happening. That's very dangerous rhetoric, and we do need to avoid that. And yeah, that's it. I'm not going to preach. I said I wouldn't. I'm not going to. It's just something we need to be wary of. That remember that there are good people and there are bad people in every religion and every community. And we can't just penalize an entire race of people because of the actions of a few. And I don't really have anything else to say on any of this. It's just been a weird fucking up and down sort of day. So I just want to end now with the words of the poet Tony Walsh, who today, in a memorial that they were holding in Manchester, read a poem. And I think it perfectly sums up the people of Manchester, and it really brings hope to a very drab situation. So thanks for listening today, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
This is the place in the northwest of England. It's ace, it's the best, and the songs that we sing from the stands from our band set the whole planet shaking. Our inventions are legends. There's nought we can't make. And so we make brilliant music, we make brilliant bands, we make goals that make souls leap from seats in the stands. And we make things from steel, we make things from cotton, we make people laugh, take that, mix something rotten. And we make you at home, we make you feel welcome, we make something happen, we can't seem to help it. And if you're looking for history, then yes, we've a wealth. But the Manchester way is to make it yourself. And make us a record, a new number one, and make us a brew while you're up, love, go on, and make us feel proud that you're winning the league, and make us sing louder, and make us believe it, that this is the place that has helped shape the world, and that this is a place where a Manchester girl named of Emmeline Pankhurst from the streets of Moss Side from the streets of Moss Side led a suffragette city with sisterhood pride. And this is the place with appliance of science. We're on it, atomic. We struck with defiance in the face of a challenge. We always stand tall. Mancunians in union delivered it all, such as housing and libraries and health, education and unions and co-ops, the first railway station. So we're sorry. Bear with us. We invented commuters. But we hope you forgive us. We invented computers. And this is the place. This is the place Henry Royce strolled with rolls, and we've rocked and we've rolled with our own northern soul. And so this is the place to do business, then dance, where go-getters and goal-setters know they've a chance. And this is the place where we first played as kids. And my mum lived and died here. She loved it. She did. And this is the place where our folks came to work, where they struggled in puddles, they hurt in the dirt, and they built us a city. They built us these towns, and they coughed on the cobbles to the deafening sound of the steaming machines and the screaming of slaves. They were scheming for greatness. They dreamed to their graves, and they left us a spirit. They left us a vibe, that Mancunian way to survive and to thrive and to work and to build and to connect and create. And Greater Manchester's greatness is keeping it great. And so this is the place now with kids of our own. Some are born here, some drawn here, but we all call it home. And they've covered the cobbles, but they'll never defeat all the dreamers and schemers who still teem through these streets, because this is a place that has been through some hard times. Oppressions, recessions, depressions and dark times. But we keep fighting back with Greater Manchester spirit, northern grit, northern wit in Greater Manchester lyrics. And there's hard times again. And there's hard times again. There's hard times again in these streets of our city. But we won't take defeat. And we don't want your pity, because this is the place where we stand strong together with a smile on our face, Mancunians forever, because this is the place in our hearts, in our homes, because this is the place that's a part of our bones, because Manchester gives us such strength from the fact that this is the place. We should give something back. Always remember. Never forget. Forever Manchester. Choose love, Manchester. Thank you.